my gosh, you beautiful, beautiful people. Sit down and shut up. We have a podcast for you. Welcome to Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, the podcast where we break down Lucha Underground Season 1, episode by episode, with your host, Sean, who is me, and James, who is you.
Ooh, and we do episode by episode, but might wanted to truncate this episode into another episode, but it's a good thing. It's a shorty. And if it takes longer than 40 minutes, I'm going to be pissed because even for a Iron Man match, there's not a lot of spots going on. It's mainly them running around the ring and kind of taking a breath.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much I agree with
that. Sean, it is factual. There are so much when it's like, hey, I'm going to climb up this ladder and just kind of like thwat you down and be drinking a thin ass gravy, just the clearest I've ever seen. And then it's like, all right, we're just taking a breath right now. And he's like, hey, man, I'm up here and you can't get me, Puma. And then Puma's like, I got to find out how to get him up there.
Okay, that's true when that happened. There's like, I think it was a very good Iron Man match. To say it had like no spots other than, that's a spot. What you just described was a spot.
I'm saying it has very few. I will re-edit this. And when they are not actively wrestling or like doing, Sean, I counted, there's 4 minutes of them just setting up tables.
Yeah. That, to be fair, that happens, but I don't know. I like it. So we're watching episode 32, season 1, all night long. The all night long Iron Man match, but they can't call it an Iron Man match because copyright, I guess.
Oh, really? Or they just want to have their own thing?
Maybe a little A, little B. I don't know actually if Iron Man probably isn't copyrighted.
Yeah, because what's-his-face has Iron Man, Ozzy Osbourne.
Mm-hmm. And Stan Lee.
Yeah.
And if a man walks through a factory and is covered in iron by a series of welding mistakes and super glue accidents, he should be allowed to be called Iron Man. And I will run on this platform.
And I think there are strongman competitions that are Iron Man shit.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it's just is about, like, creating their own identity, which is cool.
It sounds more provocative if you say all night long match. It gives more of that. They should have called it a shut-in or something, like a lock-in, and then they're on roller skates the entire time.
Yeah. And then there's famous actor James Caan, and everything is kind of like brown and orange because it's filmed in the 70s, and we got Thunderball, baby.
Yeah, and then they're also at a youth group lock-in, so they're doing some passages.
Yeah, I don't think James Caan is allowed at youth groups anymore.
I don't know who James Caan is.
He stars in Thunder. What were you referencing?
I'm referencing like lock-ins.
What the fuck is a like when the students protest against what the fuck is a lock-in?
That's a sit-in. So a lock-in is...
So anyone can walk in on a sit-in because it's not locked? What's happening, James?
I know. This is bonkers crazy. I thought you would have been aware of this, or maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe because you went to Catholic school and not just non-denominational cool Christianity bullshit. Or
VeggieTales is dangerous for this nation's youth. Cool non-denominational Christians watch... I can't get into this. Please tell me about lock-ins.
Okay. And also... I was around the Christians who are like, we got to get the youth in. So they would do things like one night, any child could come and it would be an all-night slumber party. And the same things would also happen at roller rinks where you could bring a sleeping bag and you could skate all night. And then eventually they'd shut the skate floor down and you would just sleep on the roller rink.
I mean, that sounds cool, I guess, yeah. It's just like a I guess it's not state mandated, like church funded sleepover party.
Yeah, and I think Travis, when he was on mostly Babylon Bible Man, he was in all of these lock-ins, and it was just like people getting finger banged left and right.
Like that sounds great.
Yeah,
I would imagine that
finger bang for Christ. Yeah,
that makes me so upset as a young man who joined like the theater program at his high school to meet women and did not. And meanwhile, all these Christians are getting roller skate parties and fingering each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm having to learn the part of Sitting Bull in Annie Get Your Gun. And newsflash, it is racially insensitive for me to play Sitting Bull.
Hell yeah, dude. And then I was over here being like,
Sucks.
yeah, I'm down with Satan and shit. I should have been going to these lock-ins. I was trying to finger bang whoever would let me.
Yeah, I was just trying to no longer dress like a Native American.
Hell yeah,
As a
dude.
white man, it sucks. Fucking high school theater sucks. Join your Christian youth group, but not to be a Christian, just to get finger banged. Or to do the finger banging.
I'm going to hit up and hopefully has photos from this time, and then I leak them to the public.
I can't believe you used my sister's real name.
It gets bleeped, don't worry. So, Sean, let's go to this Iron Man match, which, hey, this is a 30-minute plus match, which will never be featured on the brand new offshoot of Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, Quick Hits, the only wrestling show on TikTok in vertical that is discussing and watching along, breaking down the shortest matches I can find in wrestling. It's been fun, and Sean should get on it too. He better too for flinching.
What? You said, hey, I got this cool idea. And you showed it to me. I said, that is a cool idea.
Well, we should say this. I said, hey,
That's all I know.
I have a cool idea. I want to talk to you about it today. And then you said, shit, I woke up too late, James. And I was like, well, I got to really be hitting this Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling stuff hard because it's doing well on TikTok. Let me do some proof of concepts. And they ended up turning out real good.
They look real nice. You should follow us on TikTok.
Yep.
And you will be happy.
Marshland Monster on TikTok.
And you will be happy.
It's good stuff, guys.
It's hella good stuff. Oh my gosh.
Too smoky?
I'm too smoky. I'm coughing up a lung over here. I'm about to fucking clempt myself to death, dude.
How was the smoke for you this week?
Oh my gosh. I hate it. I hate
Same.
it so much. I walked out of the house one day just like real cocky that I didn't need a mask. I was so arrogant. And like halfway on my walk to work, I was so upset with myself.
We didn't know it was happening, so we had the windows open during the night. And then the following day, I felt like I was going to die. And Nicole's like, hey, yeah, it's foggy out. I'm like, no, Nicole, that's smoke. And she's like, oh, that's why it was hazy last night. I'm like, oh, no. And then I had to record 2 watch-alongs and edit both of them in a day.
Canada is fucked up, man. I don't know how else to put it other than Canada is fucked up. They gave us all this smoke. They gave us Vampiro.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for the Vampiro. Canada, I thank you for Vampiro. But fuck you and fuck your smoke. You know who else has got a lot of smoke? Old Johnny Mundo and Prince Puma.
Up their asses.
Okay.
Because they're Hollywood.
I think only one of them is Hollywood.
And you know Hollywood likes to do smoke enemas.
Why?
It cleanses it and also gets you high.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit. I didn't know that shit got you high.
It also looks really cool. It makes you seem like a cartoon. Put a little bit of green dye in that smoke, and then when you fart, it looks like you're Gon from Tekken 3.
And if you are in the combat sports business and you're not trying to look like Gon, you've already lost.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor, I'm sorry, you not Gon looking motherfucker. What are we doing here?
Corner Mabeber. That's his name, dude.
Yes, it is. That's true. But also, in addition to the Hollywood, there's a lot of heat, a lot of aggression. Since day one, since episode 1, Johnny Mundo and Prince Puma have been held against each other's standards. The first episode, who's going to get this mysterious briefcase? Who's going to be the guy? Who is going to be our go-to face of the company? Slap it on a sticker, sell it at a slushie on 7-Eleven slushy day. Who's it going to be, and why won't it be Johnny Mundo? He's sick of this shit. He's going to throw Alberto through windows. He's gonna just be a real pissy little jerk all over the place till he can get what he wants, and that is the Lucha Underground Championship, which is on the line tonight.
Oh my God. He went Rudo.
He went Rudo. And the ever Technico Prince Puma, well, I don't know if he's going to beat him, but he sure as hell is going to try.
Uh-huh.
No Conan in this match tonight.
Good.
I don't understand why you would say this.
Just like Vampiro, I call it as I see it, and Conan is a punk bitch who deserves nothing but that cane to be just leg sweeped out from underneath him.
Wow, that is so cool of you to say. James, let me ask you, do you have a horse?
Do I have a horse? Yeah.
Do you have a horse? You don't have a horse. I've been to your place. Now you're lying to me, which is how I know you're lying about Conan, who does have a horse and a tiger and is an absolute menace.
Excuse me? This is even more reason for me to, actually, out of kayfabe.
Because you lie about having a horse? Nah, man. Conan is clearly the good person here. I voted for him. Conan's gonna make Lucha Underground great again.
Sean, you didn't ask me what part of the horse I had.
All right, then.
I have a lot of antique glue.
Okay, now wait a minute. Now I assumed, and maybe this is on me for assuming, but I had assumed you were going to say horse cock, ha 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 ha, air horn, air horn, air horn. Now antique glue has been brought into the equation, and I will be honest, I don't know what that means.
Horse
and
hooves.
I'm afraid to ask. Oh, okay.
That's a part of the horse I have.
I was just so afraid of you Frankensteining with antique glue various horse parts onto your body. So you just walked out of the house an amalgamation of various horse parts and James parts. I am glad it is just the hooves of the glue.
Hooves.
That too. Are we ready to go to the match?
Yeah, go for it.
Let's go. Immediately, let's go Puma. Puma sucks. Let's go Puma and one guy with the Puma sucks. My Uncle Jerry is an asshole who only likes big meaty men. Puma offers the hand. Johnny shakes the hand. Like, he's not full Rudo. He gets in real deep in his face. That, fuck you, man. You were trying to shake my hand. I'm going to jaw jack with you. But because he does accept the handshake. He doesn't like the handshake, but he accepts it.
Also, Puma is a big meaty guy, specifically in one area, because when he gets
You say his horse cock, I'm going to be so disappointed. Okay.
We're going to the other side. When he gets hit down, there's a pornographic scene in the, I believe it's this match. Puma gets hit down and he's laying on his stomach on kind of the apron area, and his butt cheeks are just pulled apart by the way his legs are, that if it were at the right angle, his tight ass spandex would probably show a crease of a star.
Hell yeah. I feel like he actually does spots like that in a couple of matches. I feel like there was a few in that trios tag match where he just when he gets clotheslined, he gets clotheslined very well, and sometimes that means he ends up, and I don't know how else to phrase this, face down and ass up.
Ooh, I bet he does that for his wifey. She says, "Oh, just please, if you have a chance, I want to see that hole."
Meanwhile, speaking of stars, we can talk about the star fruits of Vampiro's labor, which is one of the most craziest Vampiro sentences of this series so far. How he never trusted Johnny, and it just goes to show the fruits of my endeavors of paying attention. Or okay, Vampiro, you are right. Congratulations.
He calls it as he sees it. And Sean sent me a Vampiro documentary. I haven't seen all of it, but the first part is chronicling him directing
Triple Mania.
Yes.
The AAA, which is the Mexican promotion that Lucha Underground derives from, is almost a spin-off of. Like a lot of these stars, a lot of these storylines comes from AAA. They're Triple Mania. This is Triple Mania 25.
And in the backstage, Vampiro is just being so friendly and nice and compassionate with Johnny Mundo. I'm like, wow, this is amazing to see.
Well, because at this time I think he's head booker, I think is the official title. But like, yeah, he's just like he's for the most part a backstage guy. I think he comes out later to do some stuff, but he's just like booking the show. This is, of course, Triple Mania 25 is notable for the Rosemary Sexy Star incident. And I didn't realize, I was literally scrolling YouTube and I didn't realize, not only, we talked about this before on the podcast. I guess we can get real quick into it now. In 2017, this show, Sexy Star, was wrestling for AAA. She had a match involved Rosemary from the United States. Rosemary now working on Impact. At the time, she was working with Global Force Wrestling. It still didn't get super clear as to why it happened, but Sexy Star sort of went into business for herself, as the idiom goes, and purposefully broke Rosemary's arm. Wasn't an accident, put on an armbar, put it on way too hard for way too long, and purposefully broke this person's arm in the middle of the ring during a match. And it was a real bad look for everyone. Sexy Star really no longer works in the business anymore. I think she started popping up around again, but like very lightly. Jeff Jarrett tried to start an international incident. Like, Jeff Jarrett was there with GFW. Jeff Jarrett is a legendary guy. He's been worked all over the world on television. But like, that dude tried to start a fight with so many people backstage after that. Like, he wanted that to be an international. He wanted America to go to war with Mexico over Triple Mania 25. I could feel it. He was petitioning Ted Nugent to write a War Hawk song for them to go to war. He wanted I'm proud to be an American, but instead of it being about 9/11, it'd be about Rosemary's arm. It was intense.
Ted Nugent might have changed that song into American Campfire because I think it could have been American Vampfire, and it's about burning Vampiro at the stake.
Yeah, it was a very hard time to be Vampiro, who of course again was in charge.
Yeah.
So that is on him. To Jeff Jarrett, it's weird because like someone had to react very aggressively, and part of you is like, I'm glad Jeff Jarrett did stand up for Rosemary. I'm glad this didn't become a let's not talk about it, brush this under the rug sort of wrestling thing that had to get addressed. I don't know if Jeff Jarrett is the person to ever do that.
Yeah.
He's just, because again, it's like he was not looking for a solution. He was looking to start an international incident.
So that's what he was upset about. I thought he was upset about another thing.
I'm looking at the Wikipedia for Triple Mania 25 now, and Rosemary was working for Global Force Wrestling, which is his company.
Okay, all right, that makes sense now.
Yeah. Like after he left TNA, he started Global Force, or I think Global Force was TNA.
Then
yes.
Him being upset and everyone kind of laughing at him. Now I'm on his side, not the people laughing at him side.
Oh, no. Anyone who was laughing at him. Well, because are you talking about, I didn't catch the luchador that like he tried to start a fight with.
It was someone who had the chair. We don't need to discuss, go into full detail about this, but yeah, anyone who was not on his side, he shouldn't have been trying to punch people over it, except maybe Sexy Star, but yeah.
It's this hard thing where Jeff Jarrett was right. That was terrible. And I think, I feel like a lot of people it's so funny. Johnny kind of comes in there right before Jeff Jarrett. Right before Jeff Jarrett goes to confront Vampiro, Johnny's sits down and it's like, hey, let's talk about my spot. What do you want me to say? And it's very clearly in a way of hey, let me be in the room so that if Jeff Jarrett murders you, at least there's a witness. Johnny Peacekeeper, very much in effect.
Yeah. And for the fact that there was a documentary crew around this is on the level of the screw job.
And I had no idea. I'm so upset because, how there was the Wrestling with Shadows Bret Hart doc during the Montreal screw job. This is I remember this story breaking. I remember this being such a huge it ended Sexy Star's career.
Yeah.
It fucked Vampiro over long style. This was a big ass deal. And it's thank God Rosemary was okay. She healed. She's been wrestling and continues to wrestle with Impact. But I had no idea that there was footage of it. And that you can see cause that was always such a mystery to me. Well, what exactly happened? And I can watch it here. I'm just oh, Sexy Star kind of sucks.
Oh yeah.
Just terrible, terrible person.
But back to the match.
All right. Puma made the mistake of having a wrist. Puma's first mistake is this wrist. Johnny controls it all night long. It's nice in this first breakdown, like after the handshake, Johnny is a rudo by action, but is a technico in ring. Like he's getting wrist locks. He's this is wrestling here. Nothing dirty about it. Puma goes for the ankle lock, the wrist of the leg, but Johnny kicks his dang head, and by that point switches from the wrist to the headlock. Irish whip, shoulder tackle. Puma kips up. Fuck your tummy kick. Puma creates distance, dodges a corkscrew tope, land a stiff one of his own, like dodge the tope, hits his own tope. Commercial break at 8:15, back from commercial, and Johnny is struggling. Puma's landing pinning combinations, scores the first pinfall at 5 minutes 21 seconds. Just good old-fashioned mat-based wrestling with a couple of good lucha spots in there. On the outside, not knowing anything else, it's just two good guys wrestling. I don't see why I should boo or cheer one or the other. This Johnny Mundo, maybe he has a point. Maybe he should have been the guy. Maybe Prince Puma had everything handed to him by Conan, if that makes you feel better. And maybe this Johnny guy, well, he should have been the guy the whole time.
I was wondering, what if they tie? That would have been a really cool wrinkle that, like, hey, they tie, and then, whoa, there's another Aztec warfare where they are the first ones in the ring, and they need to be the last ones in the ring for either of them to get the championship. That would have been fun.
I can see that.
Because then they have to learn to work together if they want to beat all, 20 other luchadors.
I didn't think about them having to work together. But Johnny just turned, like, villainous. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
They were working together 2 weeks ago.
Hobbs and Shaw, they were good bad.
Yeah, but they were, like, always like, at each other's throats, right?
Yeah.
Where, like, again, literally in the course of filming 2 weeks ago, they were each other's partners. They were trio mates. Like, they were friends.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like they were, like, if they had been at war with each other this entire time, and then they have to come together. Now it's like, hey, you want to team up again? Yeah, okay. We've already teamed up before.
They're forced to do it. That's what I'm saying,
but they've
Sean.
already done it.
No, not
Yes,
like this.
But they have already done it.
Okay, America and Russia, we were allies before, and now we're at odds. What if we become allies again?
You think we should team up with Russia to defend our Lucha Underground Championship?
Someday, possibly.
All right. Well, someday, possibly, we might have to get ready for this second pinfall. Stand up, fake a knuckle lock, kicks Puma in the tummy. Johnny was doing a lot of wrestling in that first little pinfall. The problem is Johnny is also really good at kicking you in the face and the tummy and the toes. Less technical groundwork this time, a lot more pressing on the opponent. Like, this is where Johnny starts to bring in some of his heat out. Like, he's starting to heat. He's starting to, like, grind Puma down, not by being technically better than him, but a little bit of dirty shots here and there. A little bit of underhanded boxing, if you will. A little bit of that ne'er-do-well personal strikes.
A little bit of dick kick city.
That's what we're talking about, baby. Puma whiffs a springboard crossbody. Johnny signals for the fin de Mundo. But I think this was Ricochet who did this to him before. As Johnny, like, launches himself to the top rope, Puma grabs a foot on the way up, drags him back down. However, Johnny has planned for this. He falls back onto the grabbed foot. Jackknife pins Puma. So, like, while Puma drags him back down to avoid the fin de Mundo, he falls on top of Puma, grabs the ropes for leverage, and takes a pinfall of his own, tying the match after 9 minutes and 22 seconds.
Shouldn't have counted.
Why not?
Oh, isn't he on the ropes? That shouldn't count?
Oh, the ref didn't see anything.
It doesn't make sense. It's being filmed. I don't get this. Also, is
referee
Marty
discretion.
Is he being paid off? That's what I wrote down. It seems like he is. He took a little bit of time to start counting for Puma, and now all of a sudden this is happening. What's going on?
Maybe he just really doesn't like Conan.
Oh.
Remember when in baseball there used to be a rule in baseball that you couldn't watch replays?
Yes.
Like whatever the umpire's call on the field was. I always thought that was a really strange rule, but then I never stopped to think how is directly what happens in professional wrestling logic, and continues to, like, at least baseball changed that. Like, wrestlers are still like, Man, we can't get a whole footage. You know what? You know how much we're spending on catering? You know how much Cage eats to get a body like that? It's insane.
100 calories a day.
Whatever the call in the ring is going to be the final call. End of discussion. Now get Cage a chicken.
So yesterday I calculated how much calories I should be intaking, and then the verdict was, I said to Nicole, wow, I think I should be eating more. And she goes, yeah, you should. Please.
You should probably eat more. We're going to get you a Cage chicken.
My gutters are so amazing now. Like, I can feel them at all times. Like, when I walk, these little worms are doing a dance.
Oh my gosh. Eat food.
Yay.
And as much as James may have, you did not use the cheat word. However, Vampiro did use the cheat word in a positive. He's very happy that Johnny Mundo has cheated because he says, I'm so happy that he cheated.
It's like, dude, you were just saying you didn't like him, and now you're saying you do.
We all saw that backstage, how Johnny Mundo is the only reason Vampiro was not murdered by Jeff Jarrett that night. Mm-hmm. Well, it's like, what are you gonna do? He's winning the match. He's out there trying to do the thing. You gotta respect that. They stand back up. Puma instigates this time. The first time, I think this is the first time where Puma's like the aggressor up top. He's the one who instigating the fight. Quick schoolboy pin. Johnny kicks out. Roundhouse kicks the face. Like there's no more feeling out. Like every time, it feels like every time after they stand up, there's no more like, let's see if I can get this. I can get this knuckle lock in. Maybe I'll try for a headlock. It's just no. I'm gonna either pin you or I'm gonna kick you in the skull.
Or I'm gonna run around the ring.
We'll get there. It's a good strategy. It's a good strategy. Puma blocks Johnny's superplex. Test of will strikes on the top rope. Those like, I'm gonna hit you. You're gonna hit me. We're going to hit each other back and forth, and the first to fall. Test of will. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh. Please leave in that long silence.
No.
Okay.
You know, I don't know what you mean. Like, you're using all these terms that I still don't understand.
That's fair. Well, because test of will is not a term. I made that up right now.
Well, test of will is a term. I mean, following up to it, I thought you were just doing a... parandoxal question, a parenthetical question,
hypothetical question.
Yes, that, but also like, what's a question when it's like you don't want, you're just proposing it, but you really don't need an answer to?
Oh, that's not hypothetical. No, that is hypothetical.
No, it's like a parandoxal or something.
No, it's not.
It's something along those lines. I will find out what it is.
What does hypothetical mean?
A hypothetical is, hey, let's just say you were to be a creamy egg. Like you woke up, you're a creamy egg, and you're like, I really would like some cream. Do you start drinking yourself?
I mean, of course I do. That's all I ever want to do. Take a big drink of my creamy egg self. But what does that have to do with a hypothetical?
That's what a hypothetical is. I gave you a hypothetical. Rhetorical question.
Rhetorical. That wasn't rhetorical. Because I don't know what that's called. There probably is a word for that like sequence where you hit someone and then they hit you back, and it's like the idea is who can withstand these strikes longer. So it becomes this test of will.
A test of will is how long is James going to sit during this Shakespeare play, okay? That's William Shakespeare's test on me.
Make sure you see the Shakespeare Blood Oaths production of Hamlet coming up in late September. I'll be in there. I will invite James to the show. I'm sure he'll make up a fun excuse.
Oh, a fun excuse? No, I'm going to give a straight answer right here. I ain't no scab.
Hold on, okay. Now, there are so many reasons for you to not go to this show. The writer's strike, that's why you're not going to the absolutely most independent Shakespeare in the city of Chicago. No masters, no gods, no corporate fucking overlords. You're not going to that because it is a scab production?
Clearly. Is it all improvised?
No, it was written in 1600 and God knows what.
Oh, so there wasn't any revisions? You're just going straight from the Cliff Notes pamphlet you guys got?
Pissing my ass off.
Wow, I never would have thought that
God.
Sean sides with the AMPTP.
Took a sip of my coffee in the most loudest way possible just to make this difficult for James. Fucking guy accusing me. It's so absurd. I no longer have words. I just have rage.
Oh, I thought you were going to start rhyming. Actually, you could do. It's so absurd. I don't have words for this rage, but I am a perv and also a nerd for that machine cage.
That's true.
Fuck, that was really
true.
good.
That was pretty good. And it was true. And my favorite part is how true it was to life. And like it was very good.
Oh, and then I should also rhyme it with and I love the Producers Guild.
Now, what the fuck? How dare you? How could you? How could you and how dare you?
How come the producers never strike? It's because you're the ones making the money.
We gotta get to this match. It's all very good points. I just looked over the time. I'm like, shit.
Oh yeah.
Blocks the superplex. Test of will on the top rope. They're exchanging strikes on the top rope. Double headbutt. Puma Tijeras off the apron to the floor. Johnny tries to crawl away under the ring. He's scurrying away under the ring. Puma drags him out by the feet, while Johnny drags out a chair, a crowbar, and a box.
What's in the box?
Well, as it turns out, nothing. We find out very quickly as Puma immediately Michinoku drivers Johnny through the box.
Oh no, I guess Mundo was in the box all along.
Well, he is now. Puma celebrates, Johnny recovers, batters Puma with a crowbar, one guy mouthing, "That was real."
Was that you?
No, it was a guy in the audience. You just see one guy going, "That was real." And it wasn't me, and you can't prove that it was.
I need to go back.
Legally prove that it was.
Also, I wouldn't mind Mundo in my box, babe.
Let him know. Johnny rolls Puma in, pins. Johnny goes up 2-1 at 14 minutes and 2 seconds. "This is all real, baby." Ooh. Direct quote from Johnny Mundo. That's how you go to commercial.
I don't know when Vampiro says this, but Vampiro gets so hyped. He says, "Matt, I want to hit someone with a chair."
It's exciting. Yeah. They're picking up. It's something I've talked about. I've talked about this entire time. It's one of the things that makes me love Johnny TV, Johnny Mundo, Johnny whatever his name is not just how athletic he is, but how just paced, how well paced, and how fun he puts a match together. There is, I don't know, he's got a good mind for stories. Referee Marty Elias confirms Puma still wants to continue. He does, but he's been battered with a crowbar. He's got nothing. Moonlight Drive, neck breaker. Johnny goes up 3-1, 14 minutes, 36 seconds.
And he wins.
And that's the match. Yep, it's over. It's a 14-minute Iron Man match.
Best 2 out of 3.
Puma's literally trying to climb Marty Elias just to get to his feet. Mm-hmm. He is battered. Johnny throws a disaster kick. Fin de Mundo. Johnny's up 4-1, 15 minutes, 32 seconds. And this is where Johnny gets cocky. He's parched. He demands a water bottle while Puma continues to be dead.
What are you talking about?
He's parched.
He's not drinking water.
Oh, this is the thinnest gravy you've ever seen in your life?
Yeah, the thinnest, clearest gravy. I don't know how they did it, but sure. I like it. Mm-hmm. It's like when people make clear foods. They did it on Eat It or Yeet It, and it's just all clear food.
All right.
They did that with gravy.
Johnny is parched for clear, thin gravy, demands a clear, thin gravy bottle while Puma continues to be dead. We could we'll just cut out we'll just use that take.
All right. Also, that's how you know it's all natural. It's clear.
Johnny slaps the gravy bottle into Puma's face. The disrespect begins. Puma's dragging himself to the corner. Johnny's arrogance bites his own ass, though, as Puma fights back. Big rolling tornado DDT. Johnny gets to the apron. Puma's caught in a neck breaker on the corner of the ring. It looks it looked real nasty when he's just like, I'm going to drop you neck first onto the corner of the apron. Why do these guys do this to their bodies? I'll never know.
That's how I came in this world, neck first.
Let him know.
I was the bent neck lady coming out of my mom's womb.
Oh, I mean, let him know.
Ew, that would be so gross. Just like a kid with a broken neck but still alive.
Oh, God.
The umbilical cord could have broke my neck. That's what I'm saying. I was born blue, not breathing.
Well, speaking of dead babies, Prince Puma is a dead baby at this point. Johnny pulls the ladder.
Real quick, sometimes they say mothers have an orgasm during childbirth, but you know, that umbilical cord was wrapped around my neck, so I was having the orgasm.
And I'm over here thinking, now, Sean, you just took the podcast into a dead baby situation. Clearly, you're going to want to pivot and get out of here. What's the best way to pivot away from dead babies? And here comes James. You know how moms come when they give birth sometimes?
Well, also, it wasn't a dead baby. It was a bent neck lady baby.
No, I know. I'm saying I was worried about bringing up dead babies, and the very next topic is mothers coming during birth.
It happens. That's childbirth, baby. It's the most natural thing you can do, aside from clear, thin gravy.
Absolutely not. Not in my neighborhood. If you give birth in my neighborhood, we're running you out of town on rails.
Hey guys, it took us 40 minutes, but we're cooking now, baby.
Johnny pulls a ladder out from under the ring, battering ram the ladder into Puma's skull. Damn it, Johnny, that's a person, says some guy.
It was you.
It was me. Every audience member in this match is me. Johnny's Bob the Buildering with tables now.
Riveting TV, just setting up tables.
I mean, I don't know why. I'm curious. If you were not doing this for a podcast and you were just watching this as a show.
Oh, no, I would not enjoy this.
Really?
Yeah, there was a tables, ladders, and chair match or maybe it was just a ladder match that I think it was John Cena and Randy Orton that went on for like 40 minutes. And I'm like, I am so glad I did not pay for this pay-per-view and my friend Cord did.
It's fair. I think we've talked about this before. You just don't. You don't enjoy longer matches, and I do. I like watching them take the time to earn things and set things up and pay things off.
It also takes away from one of my favorite things about this TV show, which is the backstage shit. And it would have been cool if before or after a commercial break, we got some backstage stuff, even if it's just like Dario sitting in there watching, enjoying himself sexually, all of that. Real quick, that dude is in Jack and Jill, I believe. And you guys should watch Jack and Jill just to see Dario on it.
Wait, Dario Cueto was in Jack and Jill?
Yeah, the actor.
Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
The Adam Sandler film where he plays his own sister.
Yeah, it's such a good movie, guys.
As Dario Cueto?
No, not as Dario, just the actor is.
What is an actor?
Oh my God. Next note.
Yeah, we're setting up a massive ladder spot. Eventually, Johnny sets Puma up onto the tables, sets up the ladder. This all takes place in the back of the bleachers, pretty much. Like, so where the bleachers are the tallest, Johnny leans the ladder up against the bleachers, climbs that, Puma's on the table, wakes up, he's like, oh, wait a minute, I'm on a table and Johnny's on top of the bleachers. This is terrible. Springs to life, scurries. I had something weird in my throat. Scurries up to the top of the bleachers to meet Johnny up there. Fights back. Puma suplexes Johnny with a thud onto the floor of the bleachers. Goes back for a third and a fourth table. Now Puma's building tables. We have 4 tables, 2 on top of each other, and then next to each other. So a cube of tables, if you would. Puma tries to superplex Johnny off the back row, through the tables. Johnny blocks, super kicks Puma, who barely avoids the tables. It looks so much grosser when he's like seeing him just like dodge his body, but then still falling off of the top of the bleachers to the nothingness. Now there's not even tables breaking his fall. Johnny uses the ladder. This is very parkour cheeky. Sort of lets the ladder, like stands on the ladder, lets it fall from the top of the bleachers to the the band stage, which is right behind them, and demands they play a song. He's like, hey, I'm going to parkour my way over to the band. Hey, play me a little tune. I'm up 4-1. Ain't no way that I can lose. Johnny's gonna go the distance tonight.
I loved this part, him just on the mic saying, hey guys, let's have some fun. And this is how I would have tried to handle the match. If I'm up by that much, I might have taken the ladder and pulled it up with me. That would have been a pretty good idea, but that might have messed with the band's pedal boards and whatnot. Don't want to do that.
No, that's true. Oh man, I didn't think of that. That's a very good point. Either through his arrogance or his concern of the band, Mexican Dubweiser, over the concern of Mexican Dubweiser's pedal boards, Johnny leaves the ladder, which of course is just asking to be climbed by the very, again, thrice over dead Prince Puma, but who won't stay dead.
This part was very much like Toei's Spider-Man, where a lot of the times Toei's Spider-Man will be, you just see half of his body, making it seem like he's climbing up a wall, but he's looking down at one of the crow guys. It's just kind of like cat thwatting them away, saying, get out of here, get out of here. That's what this is. Puma starts climbing up the ladder, and Johnny's just like, go on, get, stop. Just kind of like smacking him. It's very cute.
He's trying to get him off there. Eventually, he pulls out like a 2x4, and he's just like trying to swat him with the 2x4. But Puma catches it. So just climbing a ladder while swatting a 2x4 of the guy above you. Just like, no, you get. I will not be the one who is swatted. You get. Like, Puma, and he eventually gets to the top of the ladder with the help of the 2x4, takes his guitar, Jose Feliciano across your dome. A little bit of a Pete Townsend right here. We get a big guitar smash. And followed by Puma tackling Johnny off of the band stage, through the 4 tables to the floor. Johnny's got blood. We gotta take a commercial break.
And real quick, when they were in the bleachers, there was one woman who was so conflicted between being as close to Johnny, Mundo, and Puma because they are so hot and sexy, and getting out of the way for the action because like she technically should be out of the way, but she's like, I don't know what to do.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, I was at a show for Thursday, and I saw Brian Keith. And if you're not familiar with Brian Keith and he's in your neighborhood, go see Brian Keith. He's one of my favorite unsigned professional wrestlers today. He's amazing. He definitely has had someone dive on him at the show I was at, and I was there, and I was like, I need to move out of the way. But like, if he falls on top of me, because if I don't move, he might fall on top of me. But like, if he does fall on top of me, and I get to keep Brian Keith's sweat, and then I take it home and I put it in a petri dish, and I do science, but it's mad science, and I get to grow my own bounty hunter Brian Keith, that would be neat. So I understand what she was going through.
Neat is how I like my thin gravy, baby.
Well said. Puma stumbles twice. This is after the tackle through the 4 tables from like, what is that, like, is that like 8 feet up, 10 feet up? Real high up. Puma stumbles twice, dragging a lifeless Johnny back to the ring. Manages to get the pin at 28 minutes and 29 seconds. Still 2-4.
No!
The Lucha Underground champion is down by 2. A bunch of fuck you, slap my face from your knees. A hockey fight into a double clothesline. Neither falls down. Puma dodges the disaster kick. Spinning package pile driver. Puma gets the pin 3-4 at 30 minutes and 13 seconds. Johnny avoids a roundhouse and bails to the outside.
And they're just running around like children.
I mean, but it's good strategy. He did not utilize good strategy when he left the ladder to be climbed and the 2x4 to be used.
He should have just judo chopped Puma like Austin Powers would.
You know what? But here's the problem with a judo chop. It's not running away. And I like this strategy.
Okay.
Vampiro doesn't. He thinks Johnny is a coward. I think Johnny is a brilliant mathematician because he understands 4 is greater than 3. And if he can survive for a measly, like 10 more minutes, and the cardio, yeah, he's got this. Run away, Johnny.
The running away strategy is how you tackle all your relationships.
Absolutely. And if by relationships you mean people from whom I run away from, then yes. And I agree, Johnny. And I don't need a therapist. I have Lucha Underground. That's not true. Go talk to your therapist today, and maybe call your mother after.
Nah.
All right.
I'll do neither.
Johnny tries to get, well, then you, me, and Johnny, baby, we're running away from our problems.
Which is weird because I could kill two birds with one stone. My mother is my therapist.
Yeah, you could. That's super healthy and always a good idea. To have your therapist be someone directly related to you.
Couples therapist as well.
Oh, nice. Okay, and she's the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny tries to bails of the. He bails. He's running through the crowd. Johnny tries to get tricky in the ring. Ends up eating an enziguri kick from Puma. Dodges the 630 and is just like, man, fuck this. I don't want to be tricky anymore. I just want to run away. Big old pussy chance.
For Puma.
Yes, because he's a pussycat. Yeah, meow. He's Josie and the Pussycats. Long hair and guitars, they match.
They weren't saying you pussies. They were saying go Brandon.
Yeah.
Because that's the weird logic that NASCAR tried to do.
Yeah, make Lucha Underground great again.
Stop saying that.
At the top of the stairs, towards the entrance, Johnny has fled. He is celebrating. He is the winner. We're all very happy until this fucking guy, Alberto El Patron, appears out of nowhere. Alberto El Patron, the man whom Johnny had made his name off of as a Rudo, blinds attacking him during his own match for a number one contendership, putting him through the window of Dario's office. Well, now Alberto is back and he is here for revenge. Beats Johnny all the way back to the ring. Springboard 540 splash from Prince Puma ties the match 4-4 at 34 minutes and 13 seconds.
And then it ends. They tied.
Yep. And they said, we're not going to do championships anymore. Instead, we're all going to hang out and have a good time. No, that is not what happens, unfortunately. Alberto takes a microphone to waste time of his own, talks shit to Johnny, and lets Puma know, man to man, I want that title. 3 minutes ago. Johnny Primal Scream tackles Puma into the corner. 5 pinfall attempts. 5 pinfall attempts. All only a 2. Johnny sets Puma on the top rope. Goes for the Frankensteiner. The head scissors flippy-do from the top rope. Goes for the Frankensteiner, but Puma slips out underneath. And I've never seen this. Where he still goes, he doesn't slip out underneath while Johnny is setting up for that Hurricane Rana. He slips out underneath while Johnny leaps into the air to do it. Mm-hmm. When you do the Frankensteiner, at some point you kind of have to jump up so you can wrap your legs around your opponent's head and then do the backflip to flip them over. Johnny leaps up, begins the backflip, and Puma slips out so that by the time Johnny starts flipping, all he can do is land on his tailbone on the fucking top turnbuckle.
Oh,
for the timing for that to work out. Oh my gosh, chef's kiss.
I love Garfield's dad top turnbuckle.
Garfield's dad. You ever read Garfield without Garfield? And it's just top turnbuckle. Having Johnny Mundo smash his ass into it over again. Great. It's a great series. John Woo dropkick from Prince Puma positions Johnny perfectly for the 630 splash. Puma hits, pins to win 5-4 with 8 seconds left. Top turnbuckle pets his cat Garfield from the top rope to say, hooray, Prince Puma has done it, has won. This is Lucha Underground. Tell your friends, boy, as Matt Stryker signs us off.
I enjoyed the ending minus the Alberto interference. And I would have wanted Johnny to get that big old belt, but it is what it is. I hope Alberto never gets it because that dude sucks. for multiple like in story
Yeah.
sucks. He feels like a cult leader, guys.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a cult leader. Of course, I want to see Johnny get it. Johnny's my guy.
Who are you guys?
But it's like every time you watch a match like this and you see, and it's like part of me wants to give it to Johnny. That again, going back to that last spot, that Frankensteiner spot, where it's like it's so good, and so much of that is Johnny, but it's also like like a lot of that's Ricochet nailing that timing. Like it's not. You need both of those guys to make that spot work. Where like you need Johnny, someone who's like to like take that bump and to kind of like be able to flip in the air like that without the assistance of, like, he's flipping in midair without like a base to do the Frankensteiner on. Like he never gets his legs around Puma's neck. He's in midair for so long.
Yeah, and hey, real quick to listeners who just listened to the show and aren't up to date, or maybe you just watch Lucha Underground like me but aren't up to date with current wrestling, Sean keeps using Ricochet, which is Prince Puma, and that's what he wrestles as now. You've done it a few times this episode, so I just want everyone to know. I should have called it out the first time you did it, but I was like, nah, we know what he's talking about, but now we should probably do that, but we should also probably hit up plugs.
No, my name is Sean. You can find me on twitch.tv at Goose Von Kaiser, and I'm gonna talk about butts.
Hey guys, head over to mlmpod.com to find out information about my other podcast. If you are in Chicago for Anime Midwest this week, if you're listening, the week this releases, July 7th to July 9th, Nicole and I will be there tabling under Darling Homebody, slanging Nicole's wares. So please come by, say hi, don't be a creep, and bye. Yay, yay. And then we'll say bye-bye. Get out of here. You've spent money, so we don't need you. No, I'm kidding. You can stay as long as you'd like, as long as you're not a creep. And then listen to my music under Marshland Monster, new single with Dragon Boy Suede coming out July 7th. Working on Anal Dentata. Already have the radio edit done. Working on the extended. The instrumental is done. A remix by me is done. A remix by Crazy 8, the Snape Case, is done. And then a couple other people will be remixing it. Hopefully going to have like 6 or 7 versions of this single released in October. It's going to be a good time. Be on the lookout. And head over to patreon.com/MLMpod, where for $5 a month you get exclusive content every single Friday. And if you're a $10 patron, you get exclusive content monthly in the form of straight to Patreon. Lil Corey and I just did to celebrate our nation. We did Uncle Sam, the slasher movie from 1996. It was a good time. Go check that out. And you get shout outs on every single free feed podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with Steve F.
This is all real, baby.
Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour.
Well, this is all real, baby.
Alex Z, the Waz.
This is all real, baby.
Orion, he's one of the people remixing that.
This is all real, baby.
My Bickle brother in common law, Joshua Jacus.
This is all real, baby.
Steve Barnes, Intro Void, bitch, also remixing this.
I hurt myself on the last one.
My mother, she was aforementioned earlier.
And this is all real, baby.
Lil Corey's BFF and now former roommate, Sean Chain.
This is all real, baby.
That Fed.
This is all real, baby.
Twitch.tv/Corwinning. It's Corwin.
And this is all real, baby.
And our good friend R2 Shelby, too, who will be on the Patreon with Lil Corey for This Existed discussing Warriors of Virtue.
This is all real, baby. And this has been Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling.
See you guys. Bye. Also, R2 Shelby, too, on Twitch and the Rom Complex Formulaic.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Oh, yeah.